Well, hey folks, tonight we're gonna do another backyard camp out. Use a Rocka Knives Kilo Sierra, kind of crossover between a Puko tactical knife to process our wood for the fire. Check on our hummingbirds. We're gonna talk water purification and price and convenience over capability. And I may have been wrong about the Cold Steel Pro Light, particularly this Sport Edition blade shape with its design to performance. And I may have to correct an error. Squirt gun fight. Careful. All right, guys. So it's been kind of a crazy week. We had a big rain and windstorm. Kind of caught us off guard. So just trying to tidy up the yard a little bit. So guys, with that windstorm, our tree, which used to be straight up and down, is now quite tilted. And I'm seeing some major root issues. It may have given up the ghost. It's been healthy, haven't really had any issues, but it may have blown itself out. You can just see there how much it's flexing inside the ground. It might still be okay, I don't know. We'll have to see, time will tell. But our little, if you've been following our campfire videos, we have a little nest, hummingbird nest. The eggs have hatched, and it looks like we got probably two little birdies in there. I don't know where mom is. I saw her earlier zipping around, but I've come over here kind of slowly, and she hasn't been in there yet. So boys are running around screaming, but they seem to be okay. They weathered that. I mean, it was like intense winds for like 2 days and just not fun. Very unusual here for the Rocky Mountains and Colorado area. They seem to have weathered it okay though, and we're looking forward to seeing them growing up, and hopefully that tree that was not like that before, it was really bent now. Hopefully it'll survive, and maybe we can, I don't know, bolster it up, or it'll start dying on me real quick. So let's go ahead and move on here to this knife, guys. So here's the deal. This is what's super cool. I saw this on an Instagram post, and I fell in love with the design immediately. And so I reached out to Rocka Knives. It's a very small company. This is the first blade they've ever made. Spoke with the owner and designer, and he was willing to send this over to me. So this is made in Finland. We'll be doing a full review eventually on it after I get some really good field work with it. But so far, I'm just like so in love with this thing. It's about 100 euros is what I understand the price is. So I think it's like 130, 140 probably US to get it shipped over here. There are a couple distributors. I'll try and throw in the links below if you're falling in love with this. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. That's the actual name of the knife, but it's Kilo Sierra, I believe, is what it stands for. I believe he is in the military for Finland, and you know, has just done a lot of stuff, and so he wanted something that was like basically a crossover between a bushcraft knife and a tactical blade. And so that's kind of what, from everything I'm understanding, the design is. And so you get this really good 0.9 thick beefy handle, full tang out the back there, 90-degree spine, 0.2 on that spine, but it's only a 4.5 ounce blade, 4 and like 0.1 inch cutting edge, zero grind, really good grind. I mean, so sharp. And it's made with 80 CRV2 steel, Rockwell 63. So we'll do long-term edge retention tests and, you know, durability tests as we go on. But tonight I just want to split up a little bit of wood, make some feather sticks with it. But I mean, that type of steel, you know, I mean, Winkler knives use that. I believe my buddy Peter Kohler for dark timber, he's used that on some of his blades before. It's a very good steel, and that's a very high Rockwell, so it's a high carbon, but we'll see over the long haul, you know, is it chippy or not and all that. From what I understand, it's got a really good heat treat and everything on it, and then just that really compact sheath. It's ambidextrous, comes with a little like MOLLE tab, but it's completely compatible with any sort of like MOLLE system, blade tech lock. So I threw a blade tech lock on there. It's a drainage hole, but you could run it as a neck knife because it's like 8 ounces total weight, I believe, or like 9 with the sheath, if you don't have the, you know, blade tech lock on there and stuff. So I'll quit talking about it. Fills out the hand super well. just bomb. Oh my gosh, it's like the best of both worlds. Bushcraft meets tactical is what I feel like this knife has going on. So let's get to work. Let's see what it can do. I'll go through, just see what it does. Nice. So that's a decent amount of splitting, like size-wise, good for kindling. It's got a pretty stout blade, so it should be able to do this rather well. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's doing a great job. Nice. Even though it's a thicker blade than you're gonna get on most like Moras and other Scandi ground blades that we know from, you know, Scandinavia. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, man. Beautiful. So just want to show it to you next to a companion, heavy duty companion from Mora. Basically the same blade length. The handle seems to be a little bit shorter than a heavy duty companion. Maybe when I line up the guards, there we go. Yeah, maybe like a quarter, not even a quarter inch shorter. But it seems to be probably a little fatter than a Mora, so it's gonna fill out that hand real nicely. There we go. Now they're like just a hair. Moras might be just slightly longer. All right, so we got it going. It's GT kiddos getting psyched up for it. Will have already happened when this video goes live, but pretty good day hike. Some friends. Maybe we'll roll in a little B-roll of that. We haven't gone on one like this in a while. Probably even before we were married. Or not been married, sorry, before kids, my bad. We did do hiking more frequently before kids. Got grandma and grandpa coming over, watching the kids. Should be a good day. But yeah, guys, we're just gonna talk about some stuff here. So again, this Rocca knife has exceeded, I mean, obviously just a spin around the yard so far, but my initial impressions, you know, I didn't know. I'm like, man, sometimes Scandi knives are kind of like small handled. This is very full handled, so that's a good thing. You know, I just didn't know like how is it gonna feel, how's it gonna be. And so far, initial impression is it's pretty sweet with some very cool features, and it's a very slim profile. And I love crossover stuff. You know, I love, you know, tactical blades like a Gerber Strong Arm, or, you know, like a Tops US Combat or something. You know, and I love my Mora companion and heavy duty companion, and even the full tank. So we'll be running all those in comparison and talk through that in the upcoming video. But if you're interested, again, check it out. Pretty sick profile and great materials for the design of that Rocca. Okay, so we'll transition, and we're going to talk about this Grayl, that's the name of it, brand of water purification. Now, I saw this when it first dropped. I thought it was kind of a novelty. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, I got my Sawyer water bottle. It was like $35. I think you can do like 100,000, you know, gallons. It's a pretty good system for $35. Not perfect. There are definitely some aspects to it. I just wish the bottle strength was like a little more durable. It seems like a pretty flimsy bottle, even though like it's been holding up over the years. You know, and then, but it's a great, you know, like hike in, scoop stuff up, and you're ready to rock and roll, particularly here in North America for backpacking, camping, hiking, that type of stuff. And that's what I've been using for years. So when I saw this ultralight version, and now I guess they have like, I think they call it their Go Press version, which is a little bit bigger, going to cost you even a little bit more. When I saw this going for about $70, I was like, ugh, I'm good, man. Double the price, basically. And so I got it on a sale. I don't know if they're discontinuing these or because of the Go Press, which is larger and has some different features to it. This is, again, 16 ounce. The bigger one is a 24 ounce. And I think it can do more gallons before you have to replace the filter. I was like, you know, maybe I don't need to, or I'll pick it up, and if it's good, maybe I'll get the full size, and if not, then not a big deal. At least I save myself some money. I can give you guys a good data point. So what I found, so far an initial kind of idea in use in the concept of that you can use it anywhere in the world. You know, the Sawyers are really only good for North America, maybe parts of Europe, stuff like that. These will do all levels of, you know, that you would expect for like viruses, bacteria, and protozoa, and then most heavy metals, microplastics, particularly if you're in like Asia, Southeast Asia, that could definitely be kind of a concern. So you can drink this. The designers wanted you to be able to take this anywhere in the world and have water. Easy. And one of the things that I've always noticed is that, you know, if it's not an easy system to use, you won't use it. Particularly, that's why even though the Sawyer like water filter with the bags is a great for the price and bang for buck, and if you like set up camp, it's a good way to filter water, but it's gonna be time consuming, and so it's a process. You gotta like set up, and like, you know, it's gonna take you 30 minutes to process a gallon of water, and to do the whole process. And then the water bottle, though faster, you have the dirty water in the container the entire time, and then you're just sipping out of it, and so it's not shareable, it's not really processable for other people. This kind of does a 2-for-1. So what this little design does differently is you have your filter, and they say 300 times, so that's 16 ounces, 300 times. I think it's like 40 gallons, so it's a lot less, but again, you're being able to process heavy metals, and it has several different things going on inside the filter. The filter's made here in the USA, and then certain parts are overseas produced, but you know, USA designed, all that. But the concept is kind of like a AeroPress or a French press, where you scoop dirty water, you're able to then press it down, and then your clean water's inside here, so you can either pour it maybe into your water bladder, you can obviously just drink from it and, you know, keep going and moving on with what you were doing, or even share and, you know, process several amounts of water for other people. And so that's where I see this being super versatile, and it only takes 15 seconds to process that. That's what they claim, you know, it's about that 15 to 20 seconds to press, you know, just use your body weight to process 16 ounces of water, and then the 24 ounce, it's the same from what I understand. So the concept, the how fast it is, but the shareability, or the being able to do this and then put it into my water bladder, that kind of is a game changer for me. So long term will tell, but that's something to consider. You know, just because something is more expensive, and that's why I kind of poo-pooed it at first, doesn't mean that there may be a versatility level that the cheaper versions of an item can't always do for you. Okay, so I rarely find myself second guessing an initial take on a product. But about 3 years ago, when the Cold Steel Pro Light came out, it was pitched as a really strong, kind of in the vein, you know, of say like the Finwolf, or even like the Voyager series of strong triad locking folders, but budget friendly, around $30 to $35. And they even did a Working Man series that I believe is discontinued, and I'm not sure about the Pro Light if it's discontinued or not. But at $30, when I did the original testing, I wasn't impressed with the 4116 German stainless steel that they were using on the blade. And I sure hope, I'm not going to tell my kids to be quiet, I sure hope you guys can even hear what I'm saying with them screaming and running around. And so I just was not impressed. I basically put it on par with like 7CR or even less. I think I ran it up against like a SOG 5CR blade, and it was like competitive in edge retention. I just wasn't seeing good edge retention. It was binding up a lot. And so I just gave it a bad review. I was like, this is not good. Don't go with it, particularly for 30 bucks. There's lots else on the market. Well, they've dropped in price significantly to the point where I was able to pick up a few for around like 20 bucks. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get like 1 or 2 of these. Maybe they're good gift knives, you know, I'll try. I always try to have a couple, you know, budget-friendly pocket knives I can gift away to people, you know, birthdays, things like that. You know, people who don't have any pocket knife, I'm like, here, try this out, and if you like it, then maybe you can upgrade one day. And so I bought, just kind of on a whim, I brought what they call, I believe, their Sport Edition. So this has a slightly different profile, and either a different relief edge, or, you know, something is different about this. I don't know if it's a thinner stock than the original, or just the shoulder is less abrupt. And I've been rocking this for a week straight without EDCing anything else, and it's still holding a good edge. It's getting to the point where I can tell probably another day or two and I want to put it on a ceramic rod, but I've processed 2 chicken breasts with it, cut them all up into chunks, carved with it, done tons of packaging. We've been moving stuff in the house, so I've been doing a lot of that type of stuff, lots of cardboard. And it's holding a decent edge. Now, again, I'm not saying it's like I totally was wrong about the edge retention and things. It's still a very budget-friendly edge. I would say 420 high carbon can hold an edge better. OS 8 can hold an edge better. I would say it's probably showing itself to be closer to good 7CR or 8CR 13 MOV steel. You know, decent, like you'd find on a $20 Kershaw or something like that. So my bucks will still hold their edge longer from what I can tell. But it's just the edge geometry, particularly on this sport, and I've even gifted a couple of the other ones away, and they seem to be doing better. Maybe the version I had, the one version that I got was just badly heat treated or just poorly, you know, bad quality control. I don't know. There's just something a little bit different, and the price drop as well. They're all going for like 22 to 20 bucks now, both these sport shaped versions with the eye hole and the thumb stud. So consider it, weigh it, you know, but I'm seeing some different performance out of particularly this model than I did the first time around, and I'm not sure why, if it's just edge geometry and a bad heat treat on the first one or something different. And I'm going to leave us with this verse, just with all the chaos right now in the world, all the uncertainty, all the things going on. I want to leave us, I posted this on social media about a week ago. It's Micah 6:8, and it's really been helping me because, you know, like, how do I, not only as a believer in Jesus, but also just as a human being, like, how should I act? What should I say? What should I be like with people? You know, you have so many conflicting voices and things like that. But I love this set of scripture because it says, all that the Lord requires of you is to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And so that really challenges me to act justly, to that my actions have justice behind them, to be deserving of justice myself, you know, to hand out justice well and not injustice, and not turn a blind eye to injustice, things like that. And then to love mercy, to be merciful towards others, because I need mercy, guys. I am not perfect. I've made mistakes. I have failed in every area of my life in some way or another, and so have you. And so if we love mercy towards others, then we will receive mercy when it's our turn, because it will be our turn. It's not if it'll be your turn, it'll be when it's your turn. So love mercy, be merciful towards others who maybe, you know, that don't deserve it. Be merciful, love mercy, and then walk humbly with our God, and just to be humble, to not think of yourself better than someone else, to look towards the needs of others, and just all of that. And I think if that's our filter, I think that will help the world as a whole, not just here in America with what all that we're dealing with right now, but just worldwide. I think that will help. That's an important thing, and that's what God asked us to do and how to live. And that's a very, I feel it's a high calling, but it's a simple step of steps to do that. So it's, can I do those things? And sometimes I'll fail, but that's a good guideline for all of us, I believe, during these crazy and uncertain and hard, difficult times. So we love you guys. Know that you are not alone. Every single one of you is valuable, and we care for you as a family, our GT family here in the backyard, but also you are valuable to God. Every single one of you across this planet, every single person born on this earth, it has value to God, and is made in His image. And so you guys are amazing. Always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.